your own thing. Like, obviously, you guys are best friends, so you're going to be doing things together a lot. But once you moved into, you want to make sure that you have your own things going on, making sure you spend time with family, friends, other people outside of just your best friend, just so you guys aren't like constantly around each other. So that can definitely breed, you know, that annoyance thing. Like, dang, I'm with you all the time. I just can't get a break. Like, man, we hanging out again. We just want to avoid that, and we just want to make sure we're also doing our own thing.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for whatever time you're watching this video. Welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about living with your best friend, a close friend, your cousin, somebody that you really care about. You already have a relationship and not just some random stranger. Like, how can you be successful? Because I really do hear a lot of people, they're scared to do it. Like, everybody has all these negative feelings towards it because relationships can be lost. So, me and my best friend have been living together for a year. We renewed our lease, so we're still living together, and it's actually pretty good. And here are some things that we did. Number one, we looked at each other's lifestyle. Like, if I was the old party girl and she was the person that she is, that wouldn't have worked, because there would have been an issue with me bringing people over to the house, or me drinking, or just me just being selfish and just not caring. That wouldn't have worked. But we are on the same page now. Like, we're both, both believers and fully believing. Our lives reflect that. So we're doing Bible study in our house. We're making sure to pray in our house and have prayer in our home. So we really have similar lifestyles. So that's number one. Gotta check out the lifestyles. If you guys are in two different playing fields, it may potentially not work. So number two is you just have to have an honest conversation before you all move in. Like, hey, what are some things that you do now that kind of bother me? And, how do you plan on addressing that when we move in together? Like, your best friend. If there's something that they do that you really don't care for and you really don't necessarily want to be around all the time. So just having that honest conversation, setting up the context to be like, hey, girl, or guy, whoever, I love you, but, let's talk about it before we move in. Let's be real honest. And I know for me too, just being honest, like making sure that you are honest with your flaws and what you think may bother someone else. Like for me, when we moved in, I was like, I play my music all the time. I, blast it, and just let me know if it's too loud. Like, just having that honesty with what you have going on that might annoy another individual. And then also you want to talk about common rules. What we did, we just said that, hey, if you have somebody coming over, just let me know. Not necessarily to ask for permission, like, can they come over? But just having that open communication to where if they have something going on, we can kind of work around it. So it's just not an inconvenience to that person if I'm inviting people over and maybe she just wanted to have a chill evening or whatever the case may be. Like, just setting some common house rules before you move in really can help when it comes to the house keeping the peace. So number three is making sure that you do your own thing. Like, obviously you guys are best friends, so you're going to be doing things together a lot, but once you move into, you want to make sure that you have your own things going on, making sure you spend time with family, friends, other people outside of just your best friend, just so you guys aren't like constantly around each other. So that can definitely breed, that annoyance thing. Like, dang, I'm with you all the time. I just can't get a break. Like, man, we hanging out again. We just want to avoid that, and we just want to make sure we're also doing our own thing. So, number five is, I think I'm on number 5. Learn to let things go. Like, I think I'm on number 4, sorry. But learn to let things go. I know for me, like, I can be a little bit of a control freak. Like, I just want people to listen to what I say. And I can't do that. Like, my best friend is her own individual person, like a grown whole woman. So I can just tell her what to do and expect for her to think, like, do whatever it is that I say. So just making sure, like, I'm letting the small things go just because she wants to leave this out on the counter. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I really can live my whole life without having to necessarily have her change that. And just not hounding the small stuff. Like, don't sweat it. Just keep it moving, keep it pushing. It's gonna be alright. You ain't gonna die if it's not perfect how you want it. You're not. I promise. You're not. So the next tip is making sure that you communicate with each other. Like, once you do move in, don't just always be secluded in your room. That's speaking to myself. Like, I'm a melancholy and I love, like, people. I like people, but I prefer my own, like, me and my own self, my own little time and bubble. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't have to be around people. I don't get energy from that. So I just have to push myself to go out there sometimes, even if I don't feel like it, and talk to my roommate and, just talk to her and spend some time with her. Like, I don't want her to feel like she lives with a stranger. But that's my, how do I want to say it? My main personality is just to be by myself. So I have to get outside of myself when it comes to that. And then we have truth moments. If anybody ever watched the game, I guess we stole that from them. But anyways, yes, we have truth moments, times where we come to each other and just let each other know the difficult things. So she knows what's going on with me, I know what's going on with her, and we're not keeping these big secrets that further isolate us. And so that leads me to my last tip, is just making sure you have prayer. I have seen it so heavy how the enemy has wanted to come into our relationship, and there was at one point that he did, and we weren't talking to each other like that for about 3 months, and I was definitely looking to move out because of all that tension. And so you want to make sure that you're praying against division. You're making sure, like, if you notice, like, I'm just being annoyed for no reason, like, okay, you know what, I think that might be the enemy, let me just pray against any division. And then also, when you're praying for things that person is struggling with, you're kind of they have a soft spot in your heart. So whatever may be annoying you, you just are kind of more like, you know what, I know that I love them and I can let this go. So when you pray for someone, you really truly, when you're praying for their struggles, for things that are on their mind, you're just allowing your heart to be more towards that person than towards unforgiveness or towards pettiness or just anything negative. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. Okay, great. I'm glad we're on the same page. So yeah, so just praying for the relationship, praying if there is something that you don't like that person does, like, prayer can also be the vehicle that will help you. Like, when me and my best friend weren't talking for the 3 months, like, she was still in prayer for me and I was in prayer for her. We just weren't talking, but, like, we were in prayer that the other person would change, and God heard us and we met on equal grounds and we were able to move forward. And that was definitely the extreme of any situation like that we have ever been through, but we were able to come out on the other side. Like, yes, we could have easily, like, I could have moved out, but we were able to move past it and it was resolved, and hey, we're still here, we're still in it together. And so yes, your relationship does not have to be ruined because you don't see eye to eye with this individual. You just have to make sure, like, you're going into it with wisdom. I know even with our we have a third person who's in our best friend circle. I don't know, we're three amigas actually, and she definitely was hesitant with us moving just because you always hear such a negative, like, connotation with people that moved in together that are close. People are suing each other, and it's just like, how did we get here? And it can easily happen. Trust me, we went through it, but it definitely can be a good situation. So Let me know in the comments below if you have a story where you did live with your best friend and it didn't work out, or let me know if you have lived with someone that's close to you and it did work out, and just help to encourage someone else in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.